Welcome to Crown Level Confidence with Caliah Jinaye, the podcast where we empower and inspire you to achieve unstoppable confidence and self-belief. I'm your host, Caliah Jinaye, a wife, mom, entrepreneur, as well as a certified life coach and motivational speaker with a background in humanities and communication. I'm excited to navigate this transformative journey with you. In each episode, I'll bring you candid conversations, practical tips, and inspiring stories from remarkable women who have conquered many challenges and risen to new heights. Get ready to have your crown straightened as we listen, learn, and laugh together so we can level up. Let's dive in. Hey, y'all, welcome to the latest episode of Crown Level Confidence, where we are leading women worldwide to lower their stress and raise their levels of confidence. Yes. All right. So, I only bring the most phenomenal women before you, and today is no exception. I have Jessica on the line. Jessica, say hey.
Hi.
All right, y'all. Let me tell you a little bit about Jessica, and then I know what you're really here for. It's the candid conversation we're going to have. You want to know about her and who she is, and let me tell you, okay? Jessica Mauderer her life mission is empowering freedom. Boom. Helping people create abundant lives with more time, money, travel, giving, and vibrant health. She inspires and empowers people to live out their dreams, helping them have time and financial freedom fuels her soul. She helps people transform their lives with solutions for daily wellness, active lifestyle, weight management, healthy aging through how do you say this, girl? Liposomal technology.
Liposomal, yeah, it's a
Thank
mouthful.
you. Yeah, it is. It is. With 3, her experience in public speaking, building presentations, mentoring, event planning, and professional networking groups, nonprofit board and staff, finance, banking, social media, and leadership skills bring additional value to her online business professionally and philanthropically. Woo. You can tell she's got a lot of experience and a lot of great gems to share with us. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. And wow, I just love your energy. Like it's contagious, right?
Thank you. Thank you. So, welcome again to the Crown Level Confidence podcast. And, everything we do here is underscored with uplifting other women professionally, personally, just whatever they have going on. I believe there are different levels and categories and this nuance of thing called confidence and what we really need. So, kind of what 2 words describe you and what you stand for in this regard?
It's really empowering freedom. Those 2 words, like in everything that I do. I did a class actually that was faith-centered, and it helped you come up with your life call. And those are the 2 words that came through all of that.
Wow, empowering freedom. That is amazing. And it's things that are kind of overlooked, right? We just assume, especially for those of us that are in the US, because shout out to our CLC audience, it's worldwide. We're in 8 countries, but to stay on point here, we kind of take our freedom for granted. I have the privilege of being from a military family, so it's kind of on my mind in most ways than maybe some other people who are not in that space. So when we talk about freedom, it just kind of gets overlooked, but kind of speak a little bit more about that, because again, freedom is something that we don't really think about too often, but we need to, right? So kind of jump in here, and how are people kind of locked and trapped in their minds?
Oh, wow. That's a whole nother story too, right? Like, there's so much with freedom, right? There's, I worked with a cause with, trafficking. So I think about that for freedom. I think about, like you were saying, like in just the United States, we have all this freedom. I've been working internationally. So like yesterday I was on a Zoom with someone in Malaysia, someone in Singapore, and just every country is different, right? And we just sometimes forget like what we really have here in the United States. So just a blessing with that. But then you talk about freedom, like some people are literally trapped in their minds and overwhelmed and stressed. And I've really been working on my emotional patterns and the mind. I just want to say, like, the mind, like we all have a mind. So it's not that anything is wrong with you or anyone else, that it's really the mind that's giving us these fear-based emotions of sadness or maybe overwhelm, maybe fear of some sort. But it's really those emotions that are keeping us trapped in where we are right now. And if we can do like box breathing, but it's like 4 seconds of breathing in, holding it, 4 seconds of breathing out through your nose, and doing that over and over for a few minutes, like you can dissolve those emotions and then get into love-based emotions where you can create and clarity comes. And I even I did this really intense breathing exercise at an event last weekend, and now I'm like having dreams. And I'm like, wow, I'm just like unlocking all these things. But I really believe the creativity side of things too, if you're an entrepreneur, really comes in confidence. Confidence comes from the love-based side. It doesn't come from the fear-based side of your emotions.
Ooh, okay. So many different avenues we can go down.
Yeah.
So thank you for that because like I said, we think of empowering freedom. We're like, ooh, that sounds good. That feels good. But just to kind of expand on how that can apply to someone individually, a lot of times we kind of glaze over these but buzzwords, not to reduce down what you stand for, but sometimes you kind of just are going through the motions. You're like, oh, that sounds great. All right, cool. But just to take a moment to really let that sink in and say, okay, well, wait a minute, how is my freedom empowered? Am I empowering my own? Do I empower others? What does that really look like? And so thank you, for taking the time to break that down for us. So to my understanding, Miss Jessica, you are an author, is that correct?
Yes.
Tell
Yes.
us a little bit more about that journey and what you've published and a little bit more about what we can know.
So I had a conversation with a publisher at the pool on vacation in Mexico. My favorite place to travel is the Mujeres. And I just connect with people wherever I am. Like I just have conversations. Like you and I meet in person, I'm gonna be like striking up a conversation about you. Be like, oh my gosh, I love your nails, or I love your hair, or whatever. Like I just strike up conversations with people just out of genuine connecting, right? And so
Mhm.
as I'm connecting with people, I always ask them, like, where are you from? Like, what do you do for fun? What do you do for work, or business? And so I'm always connecting with people. And so I met a publisher on vacation, and I'm in health and wellness. So I'm like financial services person turned health and wellness. And so I really just was like asking him questions about his health, and started going down a path of, he asked me something, and I said, yeah, I've always wanted to write a book and be an author. And he said, okay, so by when? And I'm like what? Hold on. So I was like, how about my next birthday, right? Like I just said by my next birthday. That's like the best day I could come up with, right?
Yeah.
My favorite date. And so he's like, okay, let's do it. And then I'm like, what did I, like the fear-based emotion immediately came in of like, what did I just say yes to?
Yeah.
But it's very interesting because I a few months later would find out I was pregnant.
Wow.
And so it was really a 9 month journey of like birthing having a baby,
Yeah.
creating a baby inside of me, and then also a book because I kind of like, when he told me that, like, I really just kind of sat on the idea for a little bit. And then as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I better get started on this book because,
Yeah.
like I have a timeline, right? I need to be done
Yeah.
with it. So I finished the book 2 days before, finished writing it 2 days before she was born. And so that she's 7.5 now. So I sent it off to the publisher. I had never done it before, right? I hear
Mhm.
podcasts all the time where they're like, it took me 7 books to get published. I'm like, well, when God moves, like you
Yeah.
just sometimes don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, it was published. It's called Love Life, Be Life, Share Life. But it was really just my journey with, creating a vision for my life of, for me, it was really getting healthier because I was
Mhm.
really not a picture of health at the time. I
Mhm.
really struggled. What you would see now is not the same picture. Really have transformed that in 10 years. And so over that time, I started eating healthier. And then people would ask me about it. So that's that sharing part. And then, just, helping people, serving people. That's just kind of like my mindset anyway. And so it just became a mission of mine.
Wow, that's a whole testimony. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure for everyone that's curious, like, well, wait a minute, I want to transform my life. Don't worry. We always have the links for you in the description, and we'll make sure you can get your hands on all things Jessica Mauderer. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. So you told us how you became an author. Now, okay, we're in the season of everyone's living their best life. They're in their soft era. There's gentle parenting, all of these different things, right? Like everyone is talking about restoring their credit and just doing all these different things. There's a lot more information that's readily made available to us that maybe it wasn't before, or people are just aware now about their life. So share with us what makes your health and wealth, sorry, look at me rebranding you, health and wellness business different than what we might normally see.
Well, it's funny you said the era. So we're actually in a glow up era right now. I'm working on a glow up project.
Nice.
And we found shirts online that said glow up era. I'm in my glow up era. And so really that's what it is for me, like glowing up. But in health and vibrant health, I have a product that like gives people a glow. So
All right.
like people are always intrigued by that. And then just, you think about immune system, you think about just gut health. A lot
Mhm.
of people don't know that, they really should be not having a huge bloating problem. You think about nutrition wise, like our food system, like there's so many herbicides and pesticides, and it's really hard to find things that are absorbing. And so that liposomal technology that we were talking about, it's advanced delivery. And so literally it gets into your cells and the absorption is better. And we have science to prove that. So I partnered with that program, that project. And then there's a philanthropic cause as well, aligned with my mission to help in the trafficking world. So that's kind of what we launched that just a few weeks back. We have a Facebook group with that. We have events all over the country right now going on. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah. Ooh, you got you got a lot going on. I feel like, okay. I want to tap in, but I might have to tap out. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
quick.
I'm just kidding. So, excuse me. With with all that you have going on, and the many ways that you are here to serve us, because I really do believe that every time we get a new idea for whether it's a new business venture or a new avenue we're going down, it really all is rooted in service, right? We're serving
Mhm.
others through these different ways. But with all you have going on, what would you consider to be your biggest dream?
Biggest strength.
Mm-hmm.
I would say just that like ability to do multiple things. Like I really do believe that there are some of us in this world who are called to do more than just one thing, and serve in different ways. I mean, I have a business going, but my three business is my primary. Like that's what I'm focused on the most because I'm only one person and I realize that, right? And so
Yeah.
I can build a team there. I can help people and serve people more with the team than I can do by myself. Um, but I also have my own branding. So like my book and my podcast and all of that is just also what I do too, because I was looking like kind of like you, right? It's like looking for other avenues that I could serve people and other platforms. And so I do a lot of social media posts and Facebook lives and things like that. I do public speaking events. So there's an event I speak at that's called Become the Best You. I actually got invited to Thailand.
All right.
Um,
We international.
yes, yes. So I am raising money right now for the trip to Thailand. And so I have a big fundraiser. Like some people are like, I'm going to do a car wash. I'm going to do a restaurant night. I'm going to do a bake sale. I'm like, I'm hosting a volleyball tournament.
We're gonna get active while we raise this money, okay? We can just
Yeah.
straight up and get your checkbook out.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I do it every June in Kansas City. It's a sand volleyball tournament. And so this year that's what the focus is. Like we raised money for 3 years for and well in Africa. So we finished that last year.
Wow.
And then after that, I was like, okay, God, like what is the next step? Like what am I doing next? Where is the service at? What's the next project? And my friend has an organization called Bloom International. They're doing a mission trip to Thailand. And she asked me, she knew my like God vision was like to impact 150,000 lives
Hmm.
in the next 3 years. And so she asked me if I would speak at these conferences she's doing. So it'll impact about 500 people there in Thailand.
Wow.
So like I'm saying this and I'm like literally like, okay, I'm speaking it, like I'm sharing it, I'm stepping into it and
Absolutely.
growing that confidence, right? Like
Yes.
just say I'm going to Thailand. Like I love traveling. So for me, that's not a problem. So
Right.
yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. And you just said something right now in terms of, you didn't say this specifically, but this is what I heard, right? Definitely part of communication, what's said versus what's actually heard.
Right.
What what I heard you say, what was implied is confidence is a whole verb, right? It's not something that you have, it's something that you do it in terms of you display it, right? So that's why we're always talking about different levels to it. And Jessica, sharing your journey and how you're growing, right? We haven't arrived. Thank God we haven't arrived. And so, how you're growing, and even though you've already done everything you've already done, right? Being a mom, being an entrepreneur, a published author, all of these different things, just to hear you say you're still stepping out on faith, you're still expanding, you're still growing, because with growth come growing pains, right? We forget that oftentimes. We're like, yes, God, I'm ready to level up. And he's like, okay, here you go. And you're like, wait.
Right.
Wait, but no, there's so much to be said about the growth and just the action it takes. We kind of skip over that a lot of times. Not here in this space, because this is what
Right.
we're talking about,
Right.
but just in our lives, right? We're thinking, oh yes, I'm gonna accomplish, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set these goals, I'm gonna go for that, I'm gonna do for that. And then you realize, okay, well, I'm not on an island, right? I'm gonna need to take other partners. I got to step out. I'm gonna have to fundraise. I'm gonna have to open up my mouth, right? A lot of times
Right.
things we want to do on the inside and a lot of self-belief, but then we have to get other people involved and be like, do I really want to do that? Yes, you do, because
Mm-hmm.
your calling is bigger than you, right?
Right.
What you're here to do is bigger than you. And just to keep that at the forefront of our minds is so important. Um,
Absolutely.
Thank you for, for sharing.
Yeah,
And
I'm like, it's definitely, I mean, I'm working on it, right? Like I'm a work in progress too. Like I don't have it all figured out, but I know that if I'm real with it, like I can share, maybe impact someone else too, right?
absolutely. I mean, like I said, we're streaming, we stream all over, but we have dedicated listeners in about 8 countries. And so I have the faith and confidence to know that no matter what is said here, what is shared here, what is revealed here, there is someone somewhere that caught something. You know what I mean? And I might not ever know about it. We might not ever get a share or a comment or a message or an email that says, I got this. We may not get reports back to us, but I know the power of a seed sown, right? And so that's what we're doing here in this conversation. It's just being real, being candid. It's not scripted. Okay. Trust me, if you can't tell, we do not know what's about to be said until it's said. But that's the best part about it, right? Just kind of going down this path and seeing where these honest conversations take us, because we're living in a like multi-scripted world, right? Like reality TV is not real, so much fake news, just everything around us is artificial in some sense. So when our listeners come here, they know that this is the true authentic nature of what it's like to be a woman, and what it's like to go on these journeys and down these paths and walk in these heels or flats or whatever we've got going on. So I just appreciate your participation. Lastly, I want to ask you, again, with all you've accomplished and all you continue to do, how do you go about doing it all, right? Do you plan ahead? Do you just kind of winging it, which I highly doubt, but I just feel the need to ask because a lot of people are just kind of going through life. They want more, but they don't know how to get more. And I strongly believe in planning. So can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, like I have a plan, like for my daily method of operation. Like I have it in 9 different categories, from my faith, my health, my family, my time and financial freedom, making a contribution, fun, joy, and laughter, love, kindness, appreciation of self and others, personal growth, and then neat, orderly, and organized. So I have like 9 different little values that each day I look at steps towards those values. So literally, like for a mom out there, like taking a shower is a big deal.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
You're like, when am I going to take my shower? Taking a shower, right? Helping my kids with their homework when they're in school, or now that it's summer, even still, like, okay, when can we read? When can we, maybe take some time out to read like a kid's Bible or a
Yeah.
children's Bible. So just thinking about, let me unload the dishwasher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just thinking of all those areas that are important. And, you know, for me, like I just look at those each day. And then I have a 90-day vision or goal or intention. And then I have a 1 year, and then I have a 3 year. I just came back from a conference where they had a 5 year and a 20 year as
Ooh.
well, which was very interesting. Because I mean, I actually did really well on the 20 year stuff. I had like all that filled in. But I believe that like you have to just kind of reverse engineer any goal that you have. So if you're like, hey, I want to make 6 figures this year, right? What does that look like? Or
Mhm.
in 3 years, I'm going to be making 200,000. What does that look like? Like there are steps to that. And, you know, I always hear this, like sometimes people overestimate what they can do in 1 year,
Mm.
but 3 years they underestimate.
Wow.
So think about that. Like you just never know, you know, if you just stay on the path, you know. I mean, for me, I've lost weight. So I'm like, okay, I lost weight. I had a baby. I gained weight, gained weight. And then I lost that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went a little bit and I got pregnant again. And then I lost that. Right. And so
Ooh, sounds familiar. You don't know me, but that's, yep.
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, if there's any moms out there, if there's anybody just struggling, it's just like I really had that yo-yo plan for like years and years where it was like a 20 pound up and down and up and down and up and down. But then I realized, okay, like some things are not serving me. And so what do I want to feel like? Because you can be at the perfect size that you think you want to be at and not feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to like be happy with where you're at. Cause I think that's the biggest thing sometimes people struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so when I have these goals, like it is planning, right? It's thinking about what is that action. I have this little triangle thing I do where it's like, what 3 specific actions can I take right now towards that?
Hmm.
So you're like, oh, I need to clean my house. Okay, well, what are the 3 things I can do right now to clean my house? Like, what's most important? The kitchen needs done, the dining room, the vacuuming. Like, so I can think of 3 things, right? Instead of
Mm-hmm.
like overwhelm sometimes comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I don't even know where to start. My house is a mess, right? You're
Right.
like, oh, well, actually, if I do these 3 things today, I'll
Make
feel good
progress.
about it and I'll feel
Mhm.
like something's done. And those are the 3 biggest things.
Wow. Look, she's gave y'all some homework and action plans, some empowerments, right?
Yes.
Then that's what it's all about. So as usual, the time flies way too fast here on Crown Level Confidence podcast. And it's time for the final word. So, Jessica, I know we've shared a lot. This is an opportunity for you to reiterate a key element that you want our listeners to hear, or maybe God's put something new on your heart, something fresh that you want to leave and let marinate in our minds here until the next episode. So, what would you like to share for the final word?
Well, I think, and the biggest thing that I've really seen for myself, you know, I write gratitudes every day. I just write gratitudes for the people in my house. We have a new puppy, the puppy in my house now. Hayes, but just, you know, like appreciating where you are. I think sometimes we can look at social media and we can feel like we're not enough, we don't have enough, we're not keeping up with the Joneses or whatever. But I feel like those things that are in your life right now are there for sometimes, you know, a shorter season. Now having a 6-year-old and a 7.5-year-old, like those years went fast. And so as you have babies, you know, like just appreciating that. And not being so worried about like what everybody else has and does, and just looking at your own, what you've been blessed with right now. And I also feel like your own confidence, like if you are not rooted, I mean, this is just me, I believe in God. And so like when I write my gratitudes, like I am worthy of, you know, I am worthy for one, right? I'm a child of God. I'm a masterpiece. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Like I would write things, you know, or like say things on the mirror that were like, I'm amazing. I can do anything. But like there were times I'm like, I don't know if I believe these,
Mm,
but with the things that come from, you know, scripture, like those are truth. So I felt like no matter where I was at, like if I was writing affirmations, if I was saying affirmations in the mirror, raising my you know, overall emotions, you know, that was really helping me. Meditation, I really started meditation recently. It's really helped me with anxiety, like just stress, you know, and just kind of being a more emotionally sound person, even no matter what's coming at me. And those gratitudes really help too. So I just think at the end of the day, like, count your blessings, write what you're grateful for. And your best is always good enough. Like, at the end of the day, like, God will move mountains for you. Like, you have a gift in you. Each person is different, so no one's supposed to be like me. No one's supposed to be like the other person listening on this podcast. Like, you were specifically designed. You have gifts in you. And I think at the end of the day, like, you need to keep shining bright or start shining bright, because those gifts were given to you for a reason and a purpose.
Mm. Look at that, y'all. She gave you tips, homework, and a charge. Okay. She said, continue to shine or start shining. Jessica, thank you so much. If we had a studio audience, they would be like boo-hooing, sobbing, clapping, jumping up and down all at the same time. So I just can't appreciate you enough, y'all. Again, scroll down in the description, wherever you're listening, whether it's Audible, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening, just go ahead and scroll down, because we've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of that ready for you to affirm Jessica. Let her follow her, first of all. Let her know you heard something that blessed your life. Or if you have questions, you want to get her book, you want to have her come speak, you want to contribute to her fundraiser, any one of those things, you can definitely reach out to her. Let her know that you are interested in her journey, and or maybe you want to increase your own wellness standing. Jessica, again, for like the 5th time, and it's not nearly enough. Thank you for your time. Y'all, I'm so grateful that you tuned into this episode of Crown Level Confidence Podcast, where we're leading women worldwide to lower their stress and raise their levels of confidence, y'all. And, as usual, I love y'all, but more importantly, I'm grateful that you love me too. All right, y'all, we're signing out. Thank you for tuning into another empowering episode of Crown Level Confidence with Caliah Jinaye. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found it both insightful and inspiring. If you'd like to be a featured guest on the show and share your journey of confidence and self-belief, please reach out to me at podcast@caliahjinaye.com. I'm always eager to connect with remarkable individuals who have a story to tell. And for those interested in connecting with me for speaking engagements or mindset coaching, you can find more information on my website, caliahjinaye.com. I'd love to hear from you and explore how we can work together to inspire and empower others. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode filled with actionable tips and heartfelt stories. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd truly appreciate it if you could leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners and inspire even more people to straighten their crowns. Remember, your journey to unstoppable confidence is a continuous adventure. I'm happy to support you every step of the way. Keep believing in yourself, keep shining, and always wear your crown with pride. Until next time, this is Caliah Jinaye, your host, signing off. Stay confident, stay empowered, and keep leveling up.